Hi guys, welcome to the last button video for a little while. I have two pieces that I want to share with you today when it comes to easy ways to use your buttons. I think you're going to love it. Earrings and a pendant, a beautiful set. Everybody wants a set, right? I've got two videos in here and honestly, both of them are very short, very easy to make. You can elaborate on this design or you can leave it as simple as you want. Either way is beautiful. Before I begin, please like the video if you do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like the content here, and hit that notification bell. You will be notified of upcoming videos. Okay, well, let's begin. Okay, these are the supplies we're going to need. Some ear wires. So I got this box off of Amazon, stainless steel ear wires, and we're going to be using these ones today. I also really like this package for the little plastic earring backings. A lot of people I notice really like to wear these on the back of the ear wires, so I'm going to be using those as well today. Two pieces of half round 21 gauge silver wire. These are 2 1/4 inch. 2 3-inch pieces of your choice of chain. I like to use the slightly more delicate chains for the earrings. 2 3 to 4 millimeter bicone crystals in any color you choose. And buttons. And these ones have the loop on the back. That's what you want. Okay. I'm also going to be using the high viscosity resin from J. Diction. You can use E6000 glue as well if you'd prefer that. I just like this because it's fast and very clear and it looks good. And to cure the resin, I'm going to be using my little cure light, my little UV light. And this is just to give it a quick cure so that it holds in place, so that when I move them from here to the big light for curing, because I usually cure for about 4 to 5 minutes. I don't like resining here and then trying to move it while it's still wet over to my big light. So that's why I use this, to just give it a quick cure, to hold it in place, and then I will move it over to the big light. And then I'm going to be using round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, and flush cutters. Now these are so easy, guys. You're going to be shocked. It does not take any time at all to make these. So I'm going to take a piece of my chain that I cut, the 3-inch piece, and I'm going to feed it through the back loop of the button. And then I'm going to take my one piece of half round wire and I'm going to put it through the loop on the one side of the chain. I'm going to try to get this as straight as I possibly can. I like my chain to be straight. And then I'm going to feed it through the other side. And I forgot to mention, just make sure that you're working with the flat side facing you, so upwards. And I'm going to guesstimate that this is approximately the middle. And I'm going to bend that wire. To make a slight little loop at the bottom of the wire. Hold these two ends together. I'm going to use my chain nose pliers to get the two ends as close together as possible, because you want the end of your wire to be as flat as possible to go through the bicone beads, because these are very small bicone beads. If you want less of a loop, you can squeeze those wires together a little bit more for less of a loop. Now I'm going to take my round nose pliers. I'm going to bring them down onto the bicone bead as close as possible. Fold it over. Move your round nose pliers like that. And then fold it back over again. Now you just have to wrap this around. You can do this with your fingers, but because it's such tiny wire, I would probably recommend using your chain nose pliers. Now I'm not going to cut anything off. I'm just going to continually wrap the ends around until they are completely flush with the rest of the wraps. Now we are done. The first part, we are going to secure the button to the chain. Okay, I've just laid the earring down with the button facing downwards, and I've just moved the chain around a little bit. This is where I want the chain to actually lay in line with the loop because it's sitting this way. So I want the chain sitting this way here. So this is where I want it. I'm going to leave it right there, try not to touch it. I'm going to take my resin and I'm going to put a little dot just above where the loop is. Nothing more. And then I'm going to light it up just for a couple minutes, just for a couple of seconds, just to harden it up so I can move it to my big light. So that would be about 20 to 30 seconds. Now I'm ready to move it to the big light where I will cure it for about 4 to 5 minutes. Now we are finished curing the piece. I'm going to put my ear wire on there. So these are stainless steel ear wires, which I really like. And once you're done with the earring, you might find that it's not quite sitting completely straight, which is very easy to fix. What I do is I'm going to take my chain nose pliers, I'm going to hang it up and see how far out it is, which it isn't very far out, and then just twist it in the direction that it's out. And then it should sit nice and straight for you. There you go, guys. Fast and cute. And I really like the addition of the bicone because you can add any color that you want to and make it a birthstone gift. Birthstone earrings, people love that. You can do them at any length. So if somebody likes longer earrings, somebody likes shorter earrings, just make them a little bit shorter. So since we've done the earrings, I thought maybe we'd do matching pendant. Just a quick little bonus because again, it's not going to take very long. I'm going to use the same colored bicone as I did for the earrings. I'm going to cut off approximately a 3-inch piece of half round wire. And this wire, you're going to slip it right through that back loop. I'm going to bring it up like this. And basically what I'm going to do is squeeze it at the button top. I'm going to put the bicone on. And squeeze it down to the top of the button. I'm going to take my round nose pliers. I'm going to make a loop that's a little bit bigger because the chain has to go in there. So I'm going to go down to just about the end of the pliers, so the bigger end. I'm going to bend it over, bend it back, and I'm going to pull my wires around with my pliers. I'm going to keep looping this. I'm not going to cut anything off. I'm going to press all the ends around until they are flush with the rest of the ends. So you've made a really nice spiral look with the wire there. And this is what it should look like. Now I'm going to place the button up facing down, and I'm going to make sure that the bail, that's what we've made, is going to be in the same spot. It's going to be in the spot that I want it to be, so parallel with the little loop behind the button. I'm going to take my resin again, make a little dot right there. And I'm just going to play around with the resin a little bit. Give it a quick flash. So light. You really only need to do like a quick flash like this for about 10 to 20 seconds. I'm going to put it in the big lamp for about 45 minutes. 4 to 5 minutes, not 45, 4 to 5 minutes. So this is a stainless steel chain that I also got from Amazon. I made it into an 18-inch length of chain that I'm going to add the pendant to. Before I do that, I am going to cut 2 pieces of half-round wire, because the 21 gauge half-round wire is the only wire that will go through this little chain to make the end loops. And because I like the way that a chain looks on either end, I'm going to add a bicone bead, same color as the earrings, to the chain. And I'm going to use a lobster claw for the clasp. You can use whatever type of clasp you want, but I want this piece to be very dainty, so this is what I'm going to use. So while that's curing, I'm just going to make the ends. Make sure the flat side is facing you. I'm going to go through the one end. So it sits like that. I'm going to squeeze this end as tight as I can get it. You can do this with your fingers, you don't need tools for that. I'm going to take the bicone bead and I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to use the largest part of my round nose pliers to make the end loop. And I will grab my chain nose pliers to pull the end of the wires around and to press them down. Keep going around until you have no more wire. Don't press too hard. The bicone beads can break if you're too rough or you squeeze them too hard. And then check after, just to make sure there's nothing sticking out. It's going to catch on anything. There, and there's one end done. We're going to do the other end, but before we do, this is finely cured, fully cured. The loop is supposed to be sitting this way. I'm sorry. All right, this way, because you want the chain to come through it like that. Now that we're past that, all right, let's add our chain. So you want to add your chain first before you add the lobster claw, because otherwise you're not going to get the chain through. I've made this loop fairly small. Again, I want it to be a dainty piece, so you can see that it is very dainty. All right, now we're going to add the lobster claw, and it's pretty much the same thing as what you did before. You're going to take that piece of half-round wire and you're going to squeeze it together. Put it through the loop, last loop of your chain. Don't forget to add your bicone bead to the other side, because I think that looks really pretty. This part here, you don't need a really big loop because you're just adding the, we're adding the lobster claw to this side here. So I'm just going to go about halfway, that's a little more than halfway down my chain my round nose pliers, bend it over, and bend this over to where you have a loop, but an open loop. And then you'll add your lobster claw. Hold the ends if you need to pull the lobster claw through the loop. Like that. I'm going to hold that loop and I'm going to press the ends of this wire, same as I did before. Just be very careful, again, with your bicone bead. You don't want it to break. Now, I'm going to check and just make sure there's no pieces that are going to catch on somebody's clothing or their skin, because that would be horrible too. Now, isn't that a pretty end piece? And there's the pendant. And it's not big, it's dainty. You have a little pop of color in there. The silver with the blue I think looks great, but you can do any color. Again, it would make it a birthstone type of piece for somebody. So there we have more uses for buttons. Beautiful buttons like this. I think this is really stunning and a very nice way to use buttons. If you have a bunch of buttons you're not really sure what to do with, there you go. The buttons look great. I can't get these to sit right. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I really like doing the button series. I'm not going to continually do the button series, so don't worry about that. It's not going to be full, you know, my videos aren't going to be full of buttons. I am getting back into my bargain bead box videos. I love getting the subscription from this company. They have a lot of stuff and beads and findings. It's just down my alley. So look for my next video where I'll be featuring my next bargain bead box and some of the jewelry that I've created with this beautiful box. With that, you guys have a great day and I will see you in my next video. Bye.